Welcome to the More Than Fitness podcast.
Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Minisode number 99. We've almost made it to 100, guys. Maybe I'll do something special for the 100th Minisode on the More Than Fitness podcast. I appreciate you guys being here for these 99 Minisodes, or if it's your first or second one, I appreciate you as well, just not as much as the OGs. So for this Minisode, we're going to talk about 4 underrated fitness tips. And these were tips that I think about often, or more so, I do them often without even really thinking much about it or realizing it. And I was like, well, if this helps me, I'm sure it could help you guys as well. So I wanted to share. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The very first underrated fitness tip I would say is to pay attention to your pre-workout meal timing and the composition of that meal. This is something where I think that people, they tend to not plan ahead enough, or they don't think about their pre-workout timing as much. And what ends up happening is they get to the gym and they begin their workout, and then their stomach starts growling. And so the entire session, they're just thinking about getting home and eating tons of food instead of focusing on the session. And then also they don't have any nutrients really supplying their workout, right? So it's kind of a two packing a 2-punch right there. That's not the correct saying, but you get what I'm saying. It's 2 bad things that you don't want happening, right? Jesus. But yeah, so you're hungry during your session, and it's also affecting the performance of your session. And those are 2 things that, if you do that repeatedly over time, that's not good, right? It's just going to, those little small negative consequences are going to add up over time. So for meal timing, this is obviously going to be personal preference, but for me, it depends on what type of meal I have, right? If I'm having, a protein shake and a banana, I can wait 30 minutes to an hour and then I'll be good to go to start my session. But if I'm having something like eggs, oatmeal, and fruit, I'm having a bigger meal, well, then I can probably last about an hour and a half to 3 hours tops, right? Before I go into that gym session. So it depends on what the size of the meal that you want to have, and then also how well your stomach can handle foods. But that's something to think about as far as timing goes. As far as composition goes, I would say to go lower fat in these meals so that your body isn't trying to digest these fats during your workout, because fats, they typically take a little bit longer to digest. So during your workouts, you could be sending blood to try and digest these fats instead of, optimizing your workout performance, right? So that's something to consider. Another thing would be to consider is fiber content. Right, so you want to have low to moderate fiber content. This goes back again to digestion. You don't want to shit your pants while you're doing squats, right? And high fiber meals can induce that a little bit more easily. So going lower to moderate fiber in these meals is probably a good idea. I would say moderate protein is probably a good move, and then moderate to high carbohydrate intake so that it can fuel your performance in the gym is probably a good idea as well. So that's the first tip. The second tip is to utilize the power of momentum. This is a big one for me whenever it comes to just my work day, actually. So in the mornings, this kind of goes back to the old saying of that people like to talk about often now is making your bed. Right? Every morning you make your bed, and that's an easy win to start your day. And I think that is it's a great tip. And what you're doing is you're starting your day off on the right foot, and you're building momentum from that easy win to use as a catalyst into the next thing that you're doing. Right? And so, for me, whenever it comes to nutrition, something like this would be, I don't love making tons of food in the morning, or I don't have a huge appetite in the morning, but I still want to eat something because I've just gone, 8 hours without consuming anything. So I want to get in a little bit of something and kind of kickstart my day so that I'm not super hungry and also jittery from my caffeine. I know some people like to not eat because, one, they're not hungry, but then two, because they like the feeling caffeine gives them on an empty stomach, which I definitely understand. But what I would recommend is having a little light meal to counteract your hunger, which is huge, and also to lower your anxiety a little bit from that caffeine. And it helps kind of just smooth things out. So for me, that's simply like a ready to drink protein shake that I don't have to make or anything. I just have a muscle milk, drink it. And then sometimes maybe some fruit, or even if I have like little single packs of cashews, right? You can buy 100-calorie bags, which I highly recommend, as opposed to like grabbing a handful, because that can get out of hand quickly. But if you get the little 100-calorie bags, single servings of nuts, then you have a protein shake, you have some nuts, you can or cannot have some fruit as well if you want to have that. But that's just a little snack of mixed nutrients to kickstart your day. You're feeling good, you get the hunger out of the way with, you kickstart your muscle building, and then also your anxiety isn't through the fucking roof because you're so jittery from all the caffeine you're consuming. So that's one way that I utilize the power of momentum in the mornings without too much thinking, honestly. And of course, this can be applied to multiple things. This could be if you lay your clothes next to your bed, right? So that you wake up in the morning, you have your clothes ready to go, and then you either go to work or you go straight to the gym, right? So just anything to give you that little boost in the morning or whenever you need it to kickstart your day, I think making sure you utilize the power of momentum is huge. Okay, the third one is when in doubt, make a list. This is one that, again, I do for my career and then also whenever it comes to fitness. We'll stick with fitness for this one. I think that people can get overwhelmed with all the different opportunities and options and programs and plans and diets and things that they think they should be doing. But for the most part is like, you guys know the gist of most things that you should be doing. Like you should probably be eating more protein. You should probably be eating more fruits and vegetables, right? And whole grains. You should probably be getting to the gym consistently, right? Or doing some type of movement every day or every other day. And so what I would say is make a list of not like, I want to lose 20 pounds in 10 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever it is. Instead, I would say make a daily to-do list of just like 3 things that you want to make sure you can check the box every single day. So this could be as simple as like walk 8,000 steps every day or 10,000 steps, whatever it is that you're doing now, because you could be doing 2,000 steps a day currently with work from home orders, right? So instead of doing 2,000, let's try and double that. Let's try and go to 4,000. Jumping from 2,000 to 10,000 probably isn't a smart goal. But if you just put down that on your list, walk 4,000 steps. And then the next one could be have a serving of fruit or vegetable with every single meal. And then the third one could be get in some type, actually I was gonna say get in some type of movement, but we've already got the walking in there. This one could be stretching. For example, maybe you want to be more flexible. So you have a mobility routine or a stretching routine that's super easy, quick. You take a shower. You take a shower at nighttime, get your muscles warm, and then after you get out of the shower, you go through a 10-minute quick stretching routine. You feel good, then you lay in bed and you get a great night's sleep. So I just think whenever you have paralysis by analysis, make a list of just a few things that you know will get you closer to your goal and try and tick those boxes every single day. And then the fourth one, this is I think this might hurt some feelings, but then other ones are going to be like, fuck yeah. But blame everything on yourself. I want you to take, in the words of Jocko Willink, Navy SEAL commander, take extreme ownership of everything wrong in your life. And I think it was Adam Ali who said this, Physiconomics. He was like, it doesn't mean that everything that's going on in your life is your fault, especially with COVID. I don't want to, undermine the serious shit that's going on, but just because it's your fault doesn't mean that it's not your responsibility, right? So if there's shit going on in your life, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to do something about it because whining, worrying, being anxious, self-loathing, et cetera, playing the victim card, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to get that feeling any further away, right? It's like these negative emotions are a call to action, right? In the words of Mark Manson. So what I want you guys to do in 2021 or maybe the rest of 2020 is to blame everything on yourself. What this does also is it gives you a sense of liberation of things that are in your control. So that's definitely something that I think is extremely helpful whenever it comes to fitness, whenever it comes to career, et cetera, right? With fitness, you have genetics that you kind of got the shitty genetics card. I understand that. I get that. I know that fucking sucks, right? But you still have the cards you're dealt with. So you have to focus on what you can do and not dwell on what you can't do. And so that is it for Minisode number 99. 4 underrated fitness tips, real quick, let's review. 1, pay attention to your pre-workout meal timing and composition. 2, utilize the power of momentum. 3, when in doubt, make a list. And 4, blame everything on yourself. Take extreme ownership. All right, ladies and gents, that's it for Minisode number 99. Thank you guys, as always, for listening and for watching. See ya.